So Wakenya wenzangu, there is a very big problem in RUTO'S budget. Na sijui kwa nini tuna ignore, sijui kwa nini Wakenya hatuiongelei, sijui kwa nini hatu complain. Tulicomplain kuhusu finance bill na housing levy, lakini ikifika ni hii, na hii ndio itatu cost hata kuliko hiyo finance bill. Sijui kwa nini hatuoni, but let me explain. Ukienda kwa website ya Treasury, utaona hii document ambayo unaitwa Mwananchi Guide, ambayo inaelezea kuhusu hii budget. Ukiisoma utaelewa kwamba Ruto ako na budget ya 3.6 trillion. Out of this budget, sisi wote tunajua kwamba serikali inafaa kuifinance ikitumia ile revenue inaokota in the economy, from the economy. Kama zile pesa serikali inaokota hazitatosha kufinance hiyo budget, then it means itaomba the deficit, ama ile balance iko juu, serikali itaomba. That means itachukua loans. Now, according to this document, 2.9 trillion ndizo zile pesa serikali ina project itapata from the economy. That means from the taxes and from the businesses zenye serikali ina own. Akina Parastatos, akina Kenya Power, Kenya Pipeline, Kenya Ports Authority, ile profit wanapata na zile taxes wataokota, zote zitawaletea, wana project zitawapatia 2.9 trillion. That includes even the taxes zenye wamesema wataongeza kwa hiyo finance bill. Now, with a budget of 3.6 trillion na wanaokota revenue ya 2.9 trillion, it means wako na shortage ama ile kitu inaitwa deficit ya 718 billion. I hope you can see that document. Now, this is where the monster is. Out of 718 billion zenye serikali itaomba from the foreign sources 131.5 billion, then from the domestic market, from the local sources wataomba 586.5 billion. And this is a monster that Kenyans are not seeing. Now, labda kuna wale hawaelewi shida mahali iko, but if you look at it, they are planning to borrow 586.5 billion from a struggling economy where businesses are being closed, international businesses are being relocated. Wanaondoa biashara zao kutoka Kenya wanazipeleka kwa countries zingine because they cannot afford doing businesses in Kenya. That means many people are being unemployed. The government is introducing more taxes that are making business environment unbearable, and that means they downsize that, and that means jobs inapotezwa. Wanafunzi wanaendelea kugraduate from the TVET institutions and universities and any training grounds zenye wako, and that means unemployment inaendelea kupanda. Wakati biashara zinaanguka, ama wakati unataka kuanzisha biashara mpya, ama wakati uko na idea ya biashara lakini hauna pesa, mtu huwa anafikiria vile atachukua loan. Either unaenda kwa an individual if you are connected enough, ama unaenda kwa bank kuchukua loan. But the current situation in Kenya is that kwa bank za Kenya ukiingia ndani, they would not prefer to give you loan because they consider you as a high risk customer, or again, you are not very important customer. Why? Because the government is more important to the banks than you are as an individual. Wacha nikueleze. Ukiingia kwa statement of account ya any bank in Kenya yenye utafikiria, you will realize that the biggest profit they are making is out of doing business with the government. It is out of selling treasury bills and treasury bonds. Over 60% of their profit is coming out of doing business with the government. So if the government is a 60% contributor to the Kenyan banks, then it means the government is a very important customer to the bank. So every time the government requests for a loan, the bank is in a prefer giving to the government, because one, this government is going to pay at very good interest rate. At the same time, they are very sure that the government is going to pay because the collateral they give is that they will tax you as a Kenyan. You are the collateral to the bank, the same you mwenye unataka kuomba loan from the same bank. Wewe ujue biashara yako inaweza anguka, ishindwe kuamka. Idea yako inaweza kuwa sio viable. So vile mlikuwa mmeproject ati itafanya kazi, ukienda kuianzisha ianguke, ama hata unaweza kufa ukose kulipa hizo madeni zao. But the government is going to exist. The government, it is a sure bet that the government is going to pay back this money. So you unaenda kwa bank kuomba pesa, the government goes to the bank kuomba pesa through the treasury bills and treasury bonds whatsoever, and the bank has an option to either give you the loan or not to give you. If you are the bank, hata wewe ungepatia serikali because of this assurance of payment. What does that mean? If the government is going to become the biggest customer to the banks in the country, then the banks will not necessarily require the other customer, the other citizens, for them to make profit. They will only require you to make your deposit so that they can lend to the government. Because ukiangalia the same financial statement, uta realize that the biggest liability inakuanga customer deposits. So the pesa zenye ziko kwa bank ni za wananchi, but the bank wakati inakuja kukopesha hizo pesa, badala ikopeshe kwa citizens na biashara zenye ziko available around the country, inaona the same businesses and the same people who are depositing are high risk. But the government is coming to borrow, and there is an assurance that it will tax these people who are depositing and it will pay back this loan. So the only time you become important to the bank is when you are depositing, and you are no longer important. And when you are coming to take a loan, it means you are going down. So you are coming to borrow the loan as a high risk customer. So the banks are in this comfort zone that as long as you are depositing your money, they will sell the money to the government and they will make their profit. You are becoming a high risk because they have an option to lend to the government, which is a low risk customer. Mtu anaanza kujiuliza, Keym, kwa sababu unapiga hii kelele, what should the government do? And I'm saying it is very simple. The government doesn't need any coin. The simple thing the government should do is to provide policies that will facilitate and that will enable businesses to grow and people to create employment opportunities. What is that opportunity? What is that opportunity? Which policy do we need? We only need the government to slow down on domestic borrowing. And this is the challenge I want to give you. Kuna hizi 586.5 billion yenye serikali inataka kuomba from the domestic market. That means the government knows that this money is available. And this money is available to be given to the government. They are in control. They are the ones who print the money. They are the ones who know how much money we have in the economy. And that means they know that it is possible to get this money from this economy. So the question is, what if the government was not to take, or if the government was not to borrow hizi 586 billion? Banks zingeenda wapi? Does it mean because the banks are making profit out of doing business with the government, does it mean Equity Bank watafunga? Does it mean Family, Absa, all the banks we have in Kenya, akina DTB, wale, all those banks, does it mean zitafunga kwa sababu hakuna biashara? No, hawatafunga. It means wataanza kufikiria mahali watapeleka zile pesa tumedeposit. It means wataanza kutubembeleza tuende tuchukue loans so that they can make their profit, and the same time sisi tutabenefit kwa kuchukua loan to expand biashara. Youth atabenefit kwa kuchukua loan aanzishe biashara, and that means the customer database yao, kwa sababu wamefungulia more customers to come and borrow loans, the banks will gain more customers, and we as the citizens, we shall have an opportunity of 586.5 billion za create jobs. The local banks zita come out of their comfort zone yenye wamepewa na serikali, because bank zime relax, hazitaki kukopeshea mwananchi kwa sababu serikali inawaashua biashara. Serikali inawaashua profit from this money that they are going to borrow. But if the government resists, iseme haita borrow hizi pesa, it means hizi bank itabidi zifikirie kwenye zitapeleka hizi pesa, juu hawezi kaa nazo. For the banks to make profit, they have to sell this money. Where do they sell it? They will sell it to the citizens. Hivyo ndo utaanza kuona mabank zimeanza kuleta vibanda kwa magate za maestate, vibanda kwa towns tudogo, wanaenda kwa farmers wanatengeneza vibanda, unaanza kusikia ati wako na hii loan ya kupatia farmers. Wanaenda kwa universities wanawaambia present your idea, we will finance you, because they have nowhere to take this money. Because they will not be on their comfort zones. That is how we shall create more employment. That is how we shall create more jobs. And that is how we shall create more taxes for the government. Because as these people take loan to do business, they will be taxed. But as it is now, this 586.5 billion, itaenda to cost as Kenyans, either directly or indirectly, more than one can imagine. Let me hear your views in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Keym Explains. Thank you. Have a nice time.